This is
That's the picture on the inside the front cover of you in the swimming suit, right? You and who's with you?
Vada and my brother Dick.
Oh, okay. And where'd you get the swimming suit?
The hired man that worked for Dad that year came from New York, and he had funny language and everything, He made a bout around the field, that's what he called it. But anyway, he went over to, I guess on my birthday, went over to the little store at Olik's and was going to buy us bathing suits because we had to just go in overalls and things in here. And they didn't have anything but boys' bathing suits, so he brought back Edith and I both boys' bathing suits, which we thought was real funny. But anyway, it worked. It was better than no bathing.
And that was the swimming pool at 8 Mile?
Yes, up on the Senate place. I don't know how to say all that. This is the little swimming pool that we learned to swim in on the Senate place 5 miles from our home when we went up there to live for a while. Well, Bernie says here. I thought that was Dick. Still looks like a boy, but anyway.
Now what's this maypole dance picture?
When Edith and I went to Arlington High School as sophomores, that first year they had a maypole dance, and these were our costumes that we wore. This is a Montague family group picture here. These are community gatherings.
Now, what'd you get together at the community gatherings for, like for 4th of July, or what made you get together?
All the main holidays we gathered at the Montague Schoolhouse. And like Thanksgiving or Christmas or Easter or the 4th of July, we always gathered at the schoolhouse and had a big dinner and everything, and the kids played outside and inside, and the folks visited and had programs and all of these things.
Did you have dances too and stuff?
Yeah, sometimes we had a Saturday night dance and then had Sunday school the next morning in the same building. One night I know of, or maybe two, we danced all night long and then went to the Sunday school thing. And of course, the mothers, they cooked food enough for 2 or 3 meals and brought. We had a big long table full of food, and boy, did we ever enjoy that. It was what people had in those days. But anyway, this is a maypole dance, and these are community gatherings. And I can, if I have a glass on them so I can see better, I can name pretty near every one of those. This is a Montague family gathering that happened on Easter at our place, I think. Oh, no, Memorial Day. That's one where we didn't go to the schoolhouse except we went to the cemetery, but they gathered at our place. And these are where we knew people in Portland. This lady lived in our community and then moved to Portland, and through her we got to visiting in Portland, and this boy had a birthday while we were there. And these were friends of ours, a family that moved up there. And this picture was taken by our sheep herder when we were in the mountains, and he developed it himself, and he was later killed in the Argonne Forest 5 days before the armistice was signed in the war. Wow. His name was Bob Little.
And where was the sheep camp at?
This was I am not sure, but I think this one was taken here in Baker County on the 5 mile area. That Dad had 2 bands of sheep that he rented from the Smythe brothers, and he brought them up to the mountains here, and after school was out, Mother and we kids would go up to the camp and spend the summer. And this was a very eventful summer, and this Bob Little herded for us, and he had helped Dad build our new house too. That was 1917. just before the World War that they built that new house. And he went to the mountains with us that summer, and then later went to the service. And the funny part of it was I was half smitten on him. He was one of the first blonde young men I ever saw, quite a handsome young fellow. And of course I was about 13. And anyway, I was smitten on him, but I was sort of, ashamed to let anybody know it, I thought. And I'd hide out and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, one time, I don't know what it was that touched me off, but I don't want to put this on the tape, I don't think. But anyway, I went, it was night, and instead of going to supper when they called it, I went out and sat we had a small building. It was really the smokehouse where we smoked meat, but because of building that new house while we were living in it, I went out to that cabin and sat there and pouted and everything. And Bob came out and coaxed me to go to supper, and I put the effectual pouting on,
Yeah.
And I was smitten on him. But anyway, he went back in the house, and when I didn't come in 15 minutes, my dad come, and believe you me, I went in the house and sat on a chair. But I was smitten on him, and I didn't know what was wrong with me. But anyway, I wasn't going to admit it to nobody.
Yeah, was you living there? Where was you living then?
Well, that was the year we built the new house, and we were living in a tent out in the yard, and it was a very difficult year anyway. Mother was sick all summer long, and we kids weren't quite old enough to take over or anything like that. We helped when we could. When she told us, and then the minute we got through with what she told us, why we'd be gone again.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But it was at 8 Mile, or?
Yes, in 8 Mile, there at our place. And they built that new house in 1907.
So you lived in a tent?
Maybe 1906 and 7. We lived in the tent all that summer, and it was a miserable summer.
And then you moved into the smokehouse?
Mother was sick. Well, I just would go out to the smokehouse once in a while. Oh. But it wasn't a very big place. It wasn't as big as the corner of this, And Mother was sick, and so the washing accumulated, and she had a gunny sack full of washing. So she hired Jim's wife, May Montague, to wash it for her, and May charged her $8 for washing a gunny sack load of clothes. And in those days, took all the money there was in the house practically. Yeah. She said, "I'll never hire her to do any washing for me again." And there's the bathing suit, the boys' bathing suit that the man got for us. And this is when I went to Philomath to college. This is that same year that we first went to school with that outfit. Then this is the year I was a senior, and I had a new hat, and Mom made me a new dress. I worked out that summer, made $1 a day. Boy, I tell you, that was something. And here's pictures of me and my sister Edith all across here. So most of these are of me with my basketball, 4.5 yards of wool serge in that basketball outfit.
You want to scoot down just a bit and I'll step beside you.
What?
Scoot down that way just a bit and I'll step beside you.
Yeah.